Book review in shorts. Hey, get it? It's a book and it's in shorts. Nah, but seriously, A Court of Thorns and Roses is actually quite a interesting tale. A book written by Sarah J. Maas. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. Um, I never really got into fantasy romance books. It was just something I was never interested in. It was something I was never considering reading. I've always been kind of like a mixed guy, like with reading books, but this was recommended by my wife, who challenged me to do a book swap with her. I pick a book and she picks a book and we both read them. So I picked Plain Song by Kent Harif, and she chose A Court of Thorns and Roses for me. So the book itself is more or less a cool little story about a fantasy land, about a girl named Feyre who lives in a pretty poor household and is kind of like the only breadwinner, and she unfortunately makes a mistake and is then becomes the slave. Well, I guess I don't know really if it's a slave, but anyway, it's sort of like she's now bounded to these two fairies, both named Tamlin and Lucian, I believe. Um, the story itself is really good. The romance is kind of a slow building one, and it's really kind of like you just enjoy the parts in it, and you can enjoy the just the light and easy parts of them as they're reading. It's a pretty easy book to read too. I would say, like, that doesn't give you an indication how big it is, but it's not a huge book. Like, yeah, let's see, not too bad. Like, I think it's about roughly about 400 pages or so, but it's an easy read. I recommend this if you like romantic fantasy books. This is the kind of book you can just cozy up and read. I wouldn't necessarily recommend this if you aren't interested in like a fantasy type books or even romance, like a romance fantasy combination. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it for what it was. To me, it seemed a very similar Beauty and the Beast kind of story, and I like that kind of stuff. Beauty and the Beast was kind of my favorite stories. So yeah, I kind of recommend this one if you guys recommend it. I read it last year. But yeah, any other book suggestions? Feel free to go. I might read the sequel to this. Let me know in the comments if the sequel's better. I know a lot of people have said the sequel is apparently better.